Hello and welcome to our small video clip about what's the role of business in society. One of the roles of business is to create wealth. The word wealth comes from the two English words well and meaning the condition of well-being. Robert Kennedy summarized this as the things that make life worth living. There are certain rules and elements which are important. One key rule is to build and maintain the condition of well-being. By saying this, we need to focus about the purpose of that. This is called financial prosperity. Taxes are paid by businesses and this money is taken by the government and is reinvested to the public sector, which are schools for example. Businesses create jobs for citizens and is probably the central key for society's success.
Businesses today have many ethical guidelines to think about and follow. Mainly businesses follow ethics to maintain a good relationship with the public and to keep a good reputation. Business ethics simply can mean that a company knows right from wrong within a workplace. Ethics refers to a business's role in protecting the environment, not damaging any communities near, but it also involves businesses treating employees fairly. An ideal situation of a business following ethics would be that all businesses follow the same rules. The reality, however, is that many people have different morals and view right versus wrong differently, making it harder for ethics to be maintained.
Corporate social responsibility refers to an important strategy in the business world whereby companies alter their way of working with the aim to benefit the society and become more sustainable. Microsoft, having one of the best CSR reputations, works relentlessly to address environmental, economic and social issues across the globe. One approach which they have taken to benefit communities in Africa is the For Africa initiative. Through this, Microsoft aims to empower young people, entrepreneurs, developers, and business and civic leaders. They do this through skill development, making technology easily accessible, and by supporting innovation. It is therefore clear that CSR and approaches such as those taken by Microsoft are becoming increasingly important, as a study carried out by Reputations Institute showed that 42% of what people think about a business is based on their views on the business's corporate social responsibility.
Negotiation is a process whereby two or more parties involved in a discussion attempt to gain an advantage for themselves by the end. Negotiations are used widely in the business world and are ultimately intended to create compromises. There are several different strategies that can be used by a business when negotiating, such as distributive negotiation, which is a demanding and selfish approach with the intention of winning everything. Integrative negotiation is another strategy whereby both parties focus on the interests at heart of the discussion by separating the people from the matter using an objective criteria. Businesses use negotiations to solve disputes and agree the most profitable relationship for the running of the business. Companies may negotiate with suppliers, customers, employees, and even governments. Negotiations are vital in the modern business world and must be properly planned and prepared to achieve maximum success. Technology continues to play an important role in our lives, and this could mean that we see a rise in disruptive technology. A great example of disruptive technology is streaming services and how they have impacted the music and entertainment industries after their introduction. We looked at how the low monthly cost for a high quality and legal service meant people less frequently downloaded illegally. The benefits of this would be that the artists would get paid and recognised for their work. However, for this new technology, traditional record shops are closing and people are losing their jobs, putting a strain on society. Another downside is that although artists are paid, they aren't paid as much as when people purchase their albums, therefore is a decrease. Overall, we thought the disruptive technology would help to revolutionise the industry, but it could have negative implications for those who are left behind.
Ethics. Each business has different morals and views of what is right and wrong, therefore not every business performs ethically. CSR. Not all businesses are able to completely take responsibility for environmental, economic and social issues, as it can be expensive and the business may only be able to address one issue due to a lack of finance. Stakeholders. In reality, businesses are not always able to correctly predict the influence of stakeholders after carrying out an action. This means the business can be negatively impacted by them. Negotiations. Some businesses may may come unprepared when negotiating with another party, causing their strategy to be ineffective. They must know when to walk away if this occurs. Technology. Not all businesses can keep up to date with technology. This is because it's expensive, and so those businesses that can finance updates have a competitive advantage. Ethics. Ideally, every business would have the same rules when it comes to performing ethically towards its employees, environment, and any local community in order to do right rather than wrong. CSR. In an ideal world, every business will adapt the way they operate to address all environmental, economic, and social issues in order to maximise effectiveness of benefiting society. Stakeholders. A company would consider the impact of an action on all stakeholders and correctly predict the influence they have to ensure they do not negatively affect the business. Negotiations. Ideally, a business must be prepared, know the other party, and have selected a suitable strategy. They should define authority and should be able to listen carefully in order to compromise and exchange through bargaining. Technology. In an ideal situation, every business would have all technology up to date to create efficiency and effectiveness in their performance.